Well, hello everybody. Happy Sunday. I am not here to talk about winter weather. I'm now here to talk about severe weather for the first time in quite a while. So I'll try to keep this really short, but I wanted to make you all weather aware of what's about to happen tomorrow in particular. So this is the view of the kind of the current state of the atmosphere. This is the visible satellite. There's a big, really intense storm system that's cranking up across the central plains and Midwest right now. And this is going to drag a very potent cold front through our area tomorrow morning and tomorrow midday. And that's going to set the stage for quite a round of severe weather, I think, across the area. You can see right now all of this moisture across the southeast, Georgia, South Carolina, that's surging northward ahead of this system. So there's some showers and thunderstorms that are going to break out later today. Shouldn't be too severe, but we could see some kind of widespread rain later on this evening after 4 or 5 o'clock. I thought I'd show you a couple of models really quickly. So here's the first one, high resolution. Again, you'll see some of these showers, kind of popping up, moving across our area. Sometime 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight. Those lift northward. A few showers overnight tonight, but you see this giant line of thunderstorms marching across the country. Interacts with the mountains. This is in the morning hours, so it's not as warm, so there's not as much fuel to work with. But this line re-energizes itself sometime midday tomorrow. It's around 12, 1 o'clock, and I think that's our best chance of seeing really strong thunderstorms. I think the biggest threat with these is very high wind. The tornado threat certainly exists tomorrow. I do think we'll see some isolated tornadoes, but I think really strong, damaging straight-line winds is our biggest threat. And this threat is going to extend eastward. You can see this line of thunderstorms marches across, crosses the entire state essentially. That's one particular high resolution model. Here's another. So again, we see these showers moving through this evening, overnight tonight, and then again, here comes this line of very intense thunderstorms, and they roll through here. You can see again, timing wise, this is around 11 in the morning, 12, 1 o'clock. That line is now east of Charlotte. So I think the best chance for really strong storms for Charlotte is sometime between 9 a.m. And around 1 in the afternoon. And then that line again marches eastward, and I think it'll be a little bit stronger because it's going through during the peak heating in eastern parts of North Carolina. So again, I think straight line winds are a high likelihood. Notice how much snow is behind this system. That just shows you how potent this front is. Temperatures in front of it are going to be mid-70s. Temperatures behind it are in the 20s and 30s. So this is a really potent springtime cold front. Because of this, the Storm Prediction Center has issued this for tomorrow. How you read this is there's basically 5 levels of risk. Green is 1, all the way up to pink, which is high. And you can see Charlotte, we're kind of right on the border between levels 3 and 4, the enhanced to moderate risk. And then much of central North Carolina and Virginia are in level 4. And just so you know, I looked this up, level 4, like moderate risk, only on average gets issued across the entire country only 14 days per year. So this is a very rare event. High risk days are like 2 or 3 days per year. So this is a high likelihood severe weather event. And then I thought I'd show you the probability graphics here. So this is the tornado probability. How this works is if you look at these colors, they're associated with percentages down here. So Charlotte's in the yellow, which is 10%. What this means is if I just put my mouse anywhere in the yellow, there's a 10% chance that within 25 miles around that dot, that there will be a tornado. If you're in this red area, kind of in the central North Carolina, towards Raleigh and those areas, now there's a 15% chance. So if I just put my cursor on Raleigh somewhere like this, it means there's a 15% chance that within 25-mile radius of that point, we'll see a tornado. So that's quite high. Normally this is like 1% or 2%, something like that. So the tornado threat certainly exists. But the big threat tomorrow is wind. If you look at these probabilities, same kind of idea. If you put my cursor right on Charlotte, we're right on the edge between the 60 and 45%. So let's say about 50%. So in Charlotte, there's a 50% chance that within 25 miles of the city, there's going to be damaging wind. And when you get in this purple zone, like where Raleigh is, now you're talking a 60% chance. So 6 in 10 chance that when you pick any random point in there, within 25 miles, you're going to have wind damage. So obviously this is a very high probability event that wind is going to be pretty severe. Winds, we're talking 60, 70 miles an hour because right above us, a mile up or less, the winds are going to be 60, 70 miles per hour. So anytime you get a thunderstorm that can tap into that, it brings those fast winds to the surface and it can cause a lot of damage. The lowest threat tomorrow is hail. So you see hail threat is pretty low, a little bit higher in this hatched area. If we do see some big tornadic cells that spin up, they often drop some big hail. But I think, again, highlighting the probably high wind, and I think our best threat, at least in the Charlotte area, is between 9 a.m. And around 1 or 2 in the afternoon, somewhere in that window whenever that organized line comes through here. The farther east you go towards Raleigh, that obviously is going to be later in the day, 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. So stay weather aware, stay weather safe tomorrow. Yeah, I will see you all later. Enjoy your Sunday.